Greetings of the day. The outcomes of the present session are: learners will have a recap of the concept of cost and learners will understand the cost classification in detail. So let us have a quick recap of cost. We know what cost is. Cost is the amount of resource given up in exchange for some goods or services. And this resource which is given up should be money or money's equivalent, which is expressed in monetary terms. If we have to speak in simple terms, cost is the amount of expenditure which is incurred on or attributable to a specified thing or activity. That means it is the entire amount of expenditure which is spent for the making of the cost of a product, for making up of the product. For a consumer, cost means price, what he pays for the product. Whereas from the terms of management, cost means the expenditure incurred for producing a particular product or rendering a particular service. Example might be the cost of a pen, the cost of a book. So whatever is the expenditure incurred in the production of the book is called as the cost of a book. Let us now look into the details about the classification of cost. Cost can be classified on the basis of various things. Let us have a look into that. It can be classified on the basis of time, basis of nature of elements, the degree of traceability to the product, association with the product, changes in activity or volume, according to functions, according to the relationship with accounting period, on the basis of controllability of cost, on the basis of cost for decision making purposes, and then we also have certain other cost. So this is the broad classification of cost. We will look into the classification under each type again. So let us look into the first category. Under the first category, cost is classified on the basis of time. And on the basis of time, cost is classified into historical cost and predetermined cost. Historical cost. The name itself signifies that these are the costs which have already been incurred. So the cost which we ascertain after they have been incurred are called as historical cost. And we cannot do any changes to this cost. We cannot control these costs because they have already been incurred. Only when the production of a particular thing has already been done, then we can ascertain such type of cost. These costs can only be verified, but they cannot be controlled. Next, we move to the other type of cost which is called as the predetermined cost. Again, the name signifies these costs are calculated even before they are incurred. It is predetermined. Before incurring itself, we calculate these type of cost. These predetermined costs are again divided into estimated cost and standard cost. There is a difference between estimated cost and standard cost again. Estimated cost are the cost is the condition where the costs are estimated before goods are produced. These are naturally less accurate than the standards. When we come to standard cost, this is a particular concept and technique. It involves setting up of predetermined standards for each element of cost and then comparisons with actuals to find out the deviations and then take the remedial actions. So there is a slight difference between estimated and standard cost. In case of estimated cost, these costs are less accurate than the standard cost. We now look into the next basis of classification of cost. Cost is also classified on the basis of nature or the elements of cost. So on the basis of elements of cost, cost is classified into three types. They are the material, labor and expenses. The material cost is the cost incurred on the substances from which the product is made. So the entire cost which is incurred on the substances, for example, the raw materials from which the product is made. Coming to the labor cost, this is the cost of remuneration, maybe wages, salaries, bonuses, incentives, etc., which is paid to the employees of an undertaking. So the entire cost which is incurred on the payment to the workers of the undertaking is called as labor cost. Third one is expenses. All other costs other than the material and labor cost are termed as expenses. So on the basis of nature or elements of cost, cost is categorized as material, labor and expenses. We will now look into the next category of the classification of cost. Here cost is classified on the basis of degree of traceability to the product. So according to the traceability to the product, cost is classified as direct and indirect cost. Direct costs are those which can be easily traceable to the product or which can be easily recognized from the product or the costing unit or the cost center. Example of direct cost will be using wood for making furniture or using thread for making a cloth. So these costs can be directly traceable to the product. When we come to indirect costs, these costs are difficult to trace to a single product or it is uneconomic to do so. Example of indirect cost might be salary of a factory manager. So the factory manager will look into all the products which are manufactured in the factory. So charging his salary to one product is not appropriate. So these costs are difficult to trace to a single product. The next classification of cost is according to the association with the product. So on the basis of association with the product, costs are classified as product costs and period costs. So product costs are those costs which are traceable to the product and are included in the inventory value. Inventory is the stock value. So these costs are easily traceable and they are also included in the value of the stock. In a manufacturing concern, it comprises the cost of materials, the cost of direct materials, direct labor and all the manufacturing overheads. When we come to period costs are incurred on the basis of time. So on the basis of the time such costs will be incurred. They are like the cost for rent, the salaries, etc. And they include many selling and administrative costs which are essential to keep the business running. Though they are necessary to generate revenue, they are not associated with production. Hence, they may not be assigned to a product. So period cost cannot be assigned directly to a product because they are not related to production. The next classification about the cost is according to the changes in the activity or volume. So on the basis of changes in the activity or volume, cost can be classified into three types, that is fixed cost, variable cost and semi-variable cost. So we will look into each one again. Fixed cost. Now let us look into the definition given by Chartered Institute of Management Accountants. Fixed cost is the cost which is incurred for a period and which within certain output and turnover limits tends to be unaffected by the fluctuations in the level of activity. So here the fixed cost do not change with the level of activity. So if the level of activity increases or decreases, the fixed costs remain the same, they do not change. These costs are incurred so that the physical and human facilities necessary for the business operations can be provided. Examples of these costs could be rent, property taxes, insurance, supervisor's salary, etc. So the expenses incurred on these costs will not change whether the volume of turnover or activity increases or even if it decreases. Again, the fixed costs are divided into 4 different types of cost. Let us look into that. First one is called as the committed cost. Now these costs are incurred to maintain certain facilities and they cannot be quickly eliminated. The management has little or no discretion in this cost. Example can be rent and insurance. We are committed to pay them. We hardly have any discretion to change this cost. The next type of fixed cost is policy and managed cost. Policy costs are incurred for implementing particular management policies such as executive development, housing, etc. Such costs are often discretionary. So managed costs are incurred to ensure the operating existence of the company. Example, the staff services. The next type of fixed cost is the discretionary cost. These are not related to the operations and they can be easily controlled by the management. They are the resultant of the discretions of the management. They result from special policy decisions or new researches made, etc. And they can be eliminated or even reduced to a desirable level at the discretion of the management. So it is easy to change this cost, either reduce them or maybe even eliminate them. The next type of fixed cost is the step cost. Such costs are constant for a given level of output and then they increase by a fixed amount at a higher level. So to some extent they remain fixed and afterwards by a given fixed increase they increase the cost also increases. So now we move to the other cost called the variable cost. Variable costs are those costs that vary directly and proportionately with the output. So these costs will increase or decrease with the level of output. If the output is increasing, proportionately these costs will increase and decrease. Example is the direct materials and direct labor. It should be kept in mind that the variable cost per unit is always constant, only the total cost component keeps changing according to the level of output. And these costs are always expressed in terms of units and not in terms of time. The next type of cost is the semi-variable cost. Now the name itself signifies semi-variable. That means these costs contain both the fixed element as well as the variable element. Due to the variable element, they fluctuate with the volume, and due to the fixed element, they do not change in direct proportion to output. In simple terms, some part of variable cost is fixed and some part of it is variable. These costs change in the same direction as that of the output but not in the same proportion. So we are clear with few types of classifications of costing. So that's it for the current session. Thank you.